guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie, also known as Scorpio Santero 1111. If you are new here, go ahead and subscribe down below. Today I have another special video for you. It is a conversation that me and my friend Alex Manea are having. She's an artist based out of Romania, and she also posts content online. Today we're just kind of really talking about being cringe or feeling cringe or the fear of being perceived and how it could be holding you back from posting the content that you want. So take it from us, it's definitely not an easy journey, but if we could give you one piece of advice, it would be to post your content. I hope you enjoy this video. Get your favorite drink, relax, chill, and I'll see you on the other side.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode where me and Alexandra Manea, we're trying to create momentum and provide realistic stories for you to find that can help you find hope in your creative process about posting. And today our topic is fear of being perceived and fear of being cringe online and how it holds you back. And this is Alex.
Hey guys.
We went to college together. We've known each other for 15 plus years. And time span, it doesn't feel like it was 15 years ago. It feels like we literally just, I don't know. I look at you and you look exactly the same as you did in 2009.
So crazy.
I
So much
know.
time has passed. But well, first of all, thank you for doing these videos with me. I think I really find it awesome to take time and reflect on how we've evolved in this creative process and like how we both gone into like different directions and then somehow ended up in the same lane of what we want to do in life, which is kind of funny. And
It's
now that we're
weird.
both, go
No,
ahead.
sorry. It's weird because it's such a niche subject, you know? And um to like go two separate ways and then like find each other through such a niche subject. I
Well, people
Go
don't
ahead.
even know this. So we stopped talking for a while because we had friend disagreements, and because of the internet, because of TikTok, I saw a video of Stephanie and I was like, I need to message her. I need to say something. I need to say sorry. And we rekindled our friendship through finding each other on the internet again. And it's funny how things bring you together. And now we're at this point where we feel lonely being content creators. And we feel the need to connect and talk about our experiences as creators. And this is why we're here. Making this video is just kind of reflecting on the stuff that we're doing and how we met, but also what we plan on doing. Yeah.
I totally agree. I think we're here to inspire. Um because you never know where life can take you. And I think that the internet and social media is such a vast space and it's still so new. And I know a lot of people think like, oh, like, no, it's been around a long time. No, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, if you think about the internet's only been around for like 20 years. Like this
Yeah.
type, and even like social media, content creation and influencing, like that's only been around since like 2015, like Tumblr days. And then when
Mhm.
Instagram started and like people started actually presenting themselves online, and that's only 10 years
Yeah.
ago. Like I just got the chills. It's
Well,
weird.
actually, you said Tumblr. So my first experience with Tumblr was when we went to uh,
Me too.
Cornish Colleges of the Arts. Our teachers encouraged us to have a Tumblr where we would consistently post the things that we like, the things that we find, and actually the things that we create. Um, And I remember my first post was an assignment that I had in photography class. And my first photo that I ever took for that class was this like little sheep toy from like a really strange angle. And I thought I was being really cool. And I had a collection of those photos that I had to present at school. And I was just like, I'm such a terrible photographer. Like, why are they making me put this up online for God's sake? And it's
Mhm.
still there.
I
That sheep
actually,
still lives
it lives on
on
the
Tumblr.
Tumblr. Uh, no, I remember that. Actually, I think we had the same class, and
Hmm.
that I remember like vividly creating a profile on Tumblr and being like, what am I going to post on here? Like, I don't know what to post and like who's going to want to see what. But it's crazy, like to think about that community of people. Like Tumblr was like the original Pinterest,
Hmm.
Instagram, Twitter, like it was the original. Like MySpace and Facebook, like those were two different things because those were like um
Yeah,
connecting with
it was
friends.
different. Hmm.
But Tumblr was like for art,
It was
like
for art.
for art.
And I loved that. I love that I could put the things there and not be so stressed about it, but I was, as much as I didn't, I was stressed actually. But
Yeah.
I remember when I started posting photos of myself, like some of the images that I would take of myself in order to use them in painting class. So like the reference photo is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And I think that was around the time I actually started really liking um, exposing myself online in that manner. I think that yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
That was the time. Yeah. I could see that. And that was you know, Cornish really opened us up too. Like, I mean, well, for me personally, it opened me up to things I don't think I ever would have explored if I hadn't gone to art school or like if I hadn't gone to college for that.
Hmm.
Because I
Hmm.
actually never um I everybody has their own medium in art. Like you have painting and drawing and like there's so many other aspects you have and for me it was more like editing and like I wanted to go for sculpture or like whatever there was other things that I wanted to explore and I was so bad at drawing and painting and like seeing a figure and being able to draw that like it was one dimensional for me and so I felt kind of out of place in a lot of ways because everybody had these like massive talents and I'm like what the fuck am I doing here. It was such a weird time, but yeah, Tumblr was definitely that girl. You know, she was the
Hmm.
platform. And whoever missed Tumblr, you
I
missed
missed
something
Tumblr.
great. I miss it too.
Like I missed that that initial like I don't know. Now I guess it's happening for us on on our the platforms that we're on, but um well, let me ask you, when did you fall in love with video, for example?
Okay. When I was a kid, I well, okay, like it kind of resurfaced later on in life, but when I was really young, like under the age of 10, me and my friend Jackson, he lived on my block. We would make these like videos in the house. We would in my house we would dress up. We would like reenact commercials and movie scenes and stuff. And I have those on like old camcorders like in storage somewhere at my parents' apartment. But like they're just like do you remember that commercial where they would crack the egg and they'd be like this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. Do you remember that? Like or
I was just
no.
reading it back then.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, it was like a Dare commercial, like you know, the Dare movement.
Yes, I
This was
do.
the 80s, early 90s, whatever. But like we would reenact it and I was like I was just so hell bent on like being in front of a camera. But then when I also like grew up, I was like really into editing. I was like, wait, you could like move this here and like add music and like, oh, it could be, you could like create a movie, you know? And I was like obsessed with it. And then I hit puberty and I had to move from Northern California to LA. And I was born here in LA, but I lived here for about 5 years. And then we moved to Northern California, like San Francisco area. And we moved back here. And the pressure of like fitting in really was difficult. So I like lost myself in that and I lost myself in other things and struggled with other things for a long time. And I think it resurfaced around um, my early 20s. So
Mhm.
my early 20s, I was like, man, I want to get back into editing. I was really into stop motion. I was creating
Mhm.
my own little videos at home on like my free time outside of like work and stuff. And they were like nothing. They were so juvenile, you know. But someone was
I
like,
would
you
do
should.
that.
I think I saw like uh Wallace and Gromit, and I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, now I feel like the industry is so saturated. It makes me discouraged. Like I would still love to do something like that, but it's over my head. It's like something that I feel like is bigger than me. But I would say, yeah, like my childhood and then stop motion was something that really drove me to create and like edit and want to edit. What about you? When was art your thing?
Um, Video specifically. So when my parents each year for my birthday, they would hire this guy to come at my birthday and record everything that was happening. And it wasn't like he was just fixated on me for being the birthday kid. He would like go around the whole house and follow people around and film.
Oh my
So
God.
I have these like these documented like cassettes of my birthdays from like 1 till 6.
Mhm.
And I remember I would watch him repeatedly as a child. I found it so interesting that I could see myself and relive that day specifically over and over again. So those cassettes in my mind, like as I grew older, I would see, like reality TV shows, and I was like, wait, like these cassettes are kind of like that. Like 6 hours of filming of just us. And there's many moments in those cassettes where like people would say something inappropriate, or like I watched them like 2 years ago for the first time in like years, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is amazing footage.
Yeah.
So I guess that was the time I like really, really enjoyed watching like my life on camera.
Mhm.
But I ended up growing up kind of shy in some ways. I didn't particularly feel like I was worthy of saying something smart. I didn't think well of myself as a kid. So I had to grow up, go to college, and like start finding my voice creatively. And that's when I actually like start seeing students that were dabbling in video, and I was like, wow, like this is really cool. And some art students asked me if I wanted to be in their videos. The first one that I ever did, can I tell you the story? Like,
Yeah, go. I'm afraid. Do it,
in my
girlfriend.
so these two art students asked me to make this music video underneath the water. So like I would dance and like move in like a very creative way. And what's very strange to this day, I don't know where that video is, but like I remember it, and it was really cool to see myself for the first time in like that medium of like me just being this character. And then another art student asked me to be naked in the woods and like
Wait, I
be like,
think I saw that.
yeah, that's
Oh,
me. You probably saw it in your video class. So, but it was still like I wasn't talking. I never spoke in any of those videos. So like I felt comfortable being like in a without speaking. So that felt pretty cool. But I'd never thought of myself as a video editor or somebody to come up with the idea. I just thought I was maybe meant to be in front of the camera and nothing else. Um, and after college, I I felt very by my craft.
yeah.
I didn't want to paint or draw because I just was having a hard time finding a job in my field. Um, so I resorted to filming myself talking, which was kind of like this therapeutic like thing. And it was kind of like the first time I was actually hearing my voice in the video. I was like, ooh. I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like my voice. Why does my voice sound weird?
I so know what you mean about that. We'll get into that. But
Yeah, and but for some strange reason I felt compelled to record myself talking about different things. And most of those videos never see I've never seen the light of day, but it just felt good talking to myself. And that's how I actually fell in love with it. It was a necessity to help myself.
it was sort of like a type of therapy. And, it just made me think of something like when you see yourself on like video and you see like yourself online or whatever, it's like you're being heard by yourself. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it's some kind of like psychological thing where I did hear this thing where some people want to be famous because they never were seen. Some people want to be like in the public eye because they were never seen by the people that,
Mm-hmm.
like they loved or whatever. And
100%.
isn't that interesting? I mean, like obviously like that doesn't really pertain to anything we're talking about, but I think that like to kind of just make like a little note is like it is a form of therapy. Like when you're
Mm-hmm.
on like you're speaking to the camera, you create something, you edit it, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
yours, and you're like
Yeah,
it's
it's
almost
tangible.
yeah,
It
yeah,
becomes tangible, and it whatever you were going through that day, it like solidifies it as like it happened.
mhm,
I needed to speak that out, and in a weird way, I just constantly felt that in video I could go back and like see myself, be like, you see, you've evolved.
mhm,
Same with journaling. I feel the same about writing as well. But videos just like completely, I don't know, it moves you.
mhm. It's interesting. I actually recently came across a YouTube channel that I made in like 2018, 2019. And it was like when I was really going through like my healing journey. Um, and I was like really into tapping. I don't know if you've heard about tapping, but it's like where it's called
Hmm.
EFT tapping, and you like tap here and you like say an affirmation. You tap here, I used to tap here, tap here, tap here, tap here. It's like, and I made this like series of videos of like trying to, I was like, I wanted to be like a tapper or whatever on YouTube. And I was like, I could really do this because it was helping me at the time with my anxiety and panic and
Hmm.
stuff. And I go back to that now and I look at that and I'm like, oh my God, who the fuck was that? Like, it's weird because the time of my life that whatever I was going through, that was a terrible time. And I was just trying to get through. And that helped me. Like creating those videos helped me get,
Hmm.
open up my mind to other things. Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Uh, Actually, this is so one of the things that I've constantly heard from people that do want to get into creating video or content on social media, they all say, I just can't seem to get a good roll on it. Like I'm kind of scared. I start and I stop.
Hmm.
And one of the things that uh, with creating content is I think people have really high expectations.
Hmm.
They want out of the gate to be like amazing, perfect, a ton of content. And I also had those ideas and I now
Yeah.
temper them tremendously. And I set myself for success by saying, okay, how many videos can I really make for
Hmm.
YouTube? It's only two this month. It's gonna be just two, period.
Hmm.
And it's gonna be two videos that I really, really loved working on, and that's that. I think getting into the habit of just creating things each day, like even if it's like small,
Hmm.
it like makes me feel encouraged.
Hmm.
I show up for myself. I I just follow that instead of trying to make a ton and frustrate myself and then people end up not liking maybe the content, then you go down the rabbit hole of like, why don't they like me?
I know. The thing about that is like you never know which video is going to resonate with your audience. Like you have no idea. And that's the thing
Yeah.
about posting is like I know that everybody says this, it's so cliche and it's over said. You just have to post. Like it could be a rough draft of something, post it. Who cares? It could go viral. The thing about though virality is that you can't even worry about that. You have to worry. You have to like what you're posting. You have to
Exactly.
really be behind it. You have to be like, why am I doing this? Like, I know a lot of people that do get, they go viral because they want to make money online.
Hmm.
And you can go because you can like you can follow the algorithm and the steps and like, catching people's attention. And you can do that too. But if you're creative, and that goes back to us, like creative, intuitive, like healer type
Hmm.
artists, we're not like posting to be like, let me make $1 million on a YouTube video. Like, I just want to relate to someone.
Yeah.
And you worry about, well, what if this doesn't relate? What if this doesn't resonate? And you can get stuck in paralysis for so long.
Yeah.
Um, and
100%.
like, oh my God, I just have so much to say about that too, because I don't know, we'll probably get to this, but um, when I first started posting on TikTok, I didn't think about who would see me because I thought like nobody really knew the app because this was like 5 years ago. So I'm like,
Hmm.
no one knows this app. Like, who's gonna come on here? Like the same uh six in this within the first 6 months I started posting on there and I was going viral. There were like people from high school that were like hitting me up, like, I saw your video. And I was like, oh shit, it's real now. Like it's fucking weird. It's real. And they actually were like, I want a reading. And because for me, I was like, no one's gonna see me. I'm not gonna be pushed into a corner. Like I'm not gonna be religiousized, like because a
Hmm.
lot of people are like, oh, you're doing Satan's work and whatever. And like, I'm not
Yeah.
religious. I'm not religious. Like I'm spiritual, but I'm not, I don't go by the Bible. So I always worried about, people finding me because I did grow up in the church, but like I always worried about that judgment. And like, and the funny thing is, like, the first girl that found me that I went to high school with, she is in the church. but she wanted a tarot reading. I was like, this is so weird. And now
Yeah.
I can't even count on my hands like how many people that I know have found me and I'm just like, fuck it, who cares? Because I've created a platform, I'm happy with it, I'm satisfied, I feel accomplished. But let me tell you, it doesn't it's not easy getting there. Like I
Right.
went through emotion after emotion of like the fear of being perceived. When she found me and like this other girl found me that I went to high school with, every time I posted, I was so paralyzed. I'd be like, am I gonna say the wrong thing? Now people are gonna see me that I know. And so then I would be worried about posting. And then I
Mm.
wouldn't post very much because I would dread posting. And I'm like, well, I really want to get a message out. And like I would get this like download and I'd want to get a message out. And I'm sure you've probably gone through the same thing, but it's
Well, I'm
it's
definitely
not
more new at
linear.
this. I'm definitely more new at the reading part because I've
Yeah.
been I've been making videos about my art for some time,
Yeah.
but recently when I finished the Oracle deck, I realized I was like, oh shit, like I actually have to like do readings, like really like put myself out there with these cards. And I remember like making the first video of just reading out of my deck and the bleeps, bloops, blops out of that entire like experience trying to record. I was just like, oh my fucking God, like how does somebody do this? Like, how is this even like possible? Like I can't. Like I'm nervous. Like I can play with my cards on my own, but to actually press play, like what are people gonna think of me? Are they gonna think I'm a witch? I am a witch, but like in like a good way. Like I just want people to be happy. Like, but people won't like me. What would my parents say? But they know who I am. You know, just
The
constant
emotional
chat.
roller coaster. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay, shut the fuck up, Alex. Just
You just have to think about the people that are going to relate to it. Like, it doesn't
exactly.
matter how cringe it is. If you say something stupid, like, for example, I'll post a video and I'll be like, whatever the fuck I just said, it came out of my subconscious. So I'll be like, this isn't gonna, like, no one's gonna understand this. And then it'll get 300,000 views or something. And I'm like, the videos
How?
that I work so hard on, and I'm like, and
Nothing.
I edit them because I'm editing what I'm editing out. And for people that are watching this, I'm editing out when I'm like pausing because I don't want you to sit there and wait for me to like get whatever I'm picking up from the cards. So I'm editing out pauses and breaths, and like when I record, I'll tell you to this day, I'm still nervous when I record because
Oh,
like it never goes away. It just gets easier. It's not as hard as it is in the beginning. But like,
mhm.
yeah, I mean, like I'll edit a video and I'll think like, oh, this one's gonna do well, and it doesn't. And that's the mindset you have to do. Okay, I have to take off the mindset of this one's gonna do well and and like trying hard. Like, don't
Mhm.
try hard. Like, be actionary, but don't try hard. And yeah, you have to get out of your mind. You have to get
Oh,
out of your analyzer and you have to sort of just go into your heart space
mhm.
and think about who you're talking to. Like if you can take yourself out of the equation and like you look at the camera and like pretend like you're looking at who it is that you're talking to and like you can see
Here's
the other
the difference.
person,
Yep.
like you're in front of people. So think about it as like, okay, I'm sitting in front of like three or four people and I'm doing a little reading. And
Mhm.
forget the cameras on, forget the lights in your face. That's the thing that I hate is like my light is so bright and I'll just be like, the light's
Yeah.
bright. I'm nervous. I mean, I just posted a video the other day, like that I was feeling just exactly like that. And I've been doing this for years now. So I don't know where I was going. I think I kind of went off on a tangent,
Oh,
um,
but I
but
can add something to what
yeah,
you
yeah,
said.
yeah.
So one of the things that you actually inspired me to do more is to if you are nervous in creating video, I think the best thing to do first is to outline what you want to talk about.
Mhm.
Just some bullet points. You don't have to like word by word like write down what you're gonna say unless that is helpful, then do that. Um, but to actually have bullet points, something to kind of like go off of, so you're not, you know, going off some like trail or like when you start taking too many like making too many redos of the of what you're trying to say, you can get into this like frustrating zone of like, ah, I'm just not getting it. And maybe that is also a sign that you need to just like close the computer and the camera, go out, then come back
Come back. Hmm.
and retry again.
That's such a
Um,
great point. If you find yourself recording over and over, like you're recording and you record for like a whole minute or something, that could have been really good content. That could have been really like something that somebody wanted to see, but you let yourself get kind of fearful of like whatever, and then
mhm,
you stop it, you delete it, you record it again. That
mhm.
is what Alex is talking about. Like you have to okay, go away from the computer, go away from the phone, go take a walk outside, get a snack, whatever, do something else for like a couple hours and then come back to it. I
Mhm.
guarantee you, like 100, 90% of the time, the video that you actually post after you've taken that little mental break would do better.
100%. Another thing that helps me, and this I have been doing since forever, and I don't know why, I would always record myself talking on the phone. Like I'll go on walks and like I'll like get an idea and I'll be like, "Eh." So, and I'll just blab about like that idea. It could be paintings, for example. I'll do this for paintings or ideas to draw. I'll get this vision. I'll be like, ah, I'm gonna forget. So I would record myself like, okay, imagine it like forest with like a character in the middle, and then the character wants to walk into the unknown, and like that's kind of how I see it. So me going back to the studio, I'll be like listening to this, writing down, sketching, listening to myself. I ended up using a lot of those recordings in
Mhm.
my long YouTube content
Mhm.
because they were just really good, like monologues. Like
That's really great too, because like when you record, are you recording on like iPhone like
iPhone.
record? You can see the script and you can like go
Mm-hmm.
to the script of like what you've spoken into your phone and it will like break it down for you. You can actually
Mm-hmm.
put that into Chat GPT and like ask it to just do the bullet points of like what you said so that you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to go through all of it. But that's such a great point. Um like I know I do collective readings and sometimes like I'll get messages throughout the day or the night or something and I'll just write down a word and then I'll like write down another word that kind of goes with it like that I'm thinking about like whatever is channeling, like whatever I'm channeling or whatever's coming through. Or like I think recording your voice is a great way to do it because it's easier because you're not like you don't have to get a pen and paper or like go into your notes app and just like type and um
Exactly.
do you feel like when you are outside you're more connected to yourself?
Yes, if I'm out in nature, I seem to have like revelations nonstop when it comes to things that I want to draw, collage, video. Like I just go out on the walk and I'm brand new.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
quietness and having silent moments helps. Breathing helps. I think we're also agitated in this modern time that we kind of forget to tap into our creative minds, our spirit, our body. And when you actually do take a little bit of quiet time, I ideas pop up. It's
Mhm.
as simple as that.
Yeah, you open like a portal or something, or you open like your chakras. You're like cleansing.
the antennas working again.
Yeah, like you're clearing it out. Because we can
Mhm.
get so stuck and stagnant in our like daily routines. That's the thing too about sorry, I'm like I'm in LA where the fires happened and like the air quality here is so terrible. My eyes are so dry, like my throat is dry. So sorry if I like am coughing a lot, but um we can get so inundated with our own like little routines that we get stuck.
Yep.
Like I have to clean the house. I have to take my son to daycare. Things like that. Like I have to make sure this, that, the other thing. And that can really get in the way of creativity. And you have to allow yourself a good chunk of time, like maybe an hour every day or like 30 minutes to get out what's up here and you want to get it out here.
I think a lot of people think most people have forgotten how to interact with that playfulness, creative side of themselves. Um, so it takes some effort to decide that, okay, how can I play today and how can I connect to that? And the way I personally do it is um, sometimes I go dancing, sometimes I show up in front of my journal and I write, I record myself. And these things have led me to make better videos, 100%, and
Mhm.
have given me the confidence to show up in front of the camera vulnerable. And because I saw myself vulnerable in front of the camera, I was like, I think some people will actually resonate with this. And if they
Mhm.
don't, at least I know like I was speaking my own truth, my what needed to come out of me so I can feel good that day.
Mhm.
And then you post
No,
it with
yeah,
no with I'll say this last thing. It's hard to to decide that you're not gonna care about the likes and the follows. It's hard because the numbers
yeah.
are addictive, very, very
Oh
addictive.
my God. That's something we should talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Um, and I've heard from a lot of like larger content creators, like they're posting for numbers. Sorry for the background noise. But when you get like, let's say a video does well and it resonates with a lot of people and it like hits the FYP or the platform or whatever, you're like, I want to do that again. And so like then yeah, like for me, like, oh my gosh, like I get so hard on myself if a video doesn't do well. But when I look at the comment section, I'm like, see how many people it does resonate with, and I'm like, I have to stop thinking about numbers because that's not what the point is. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
point is that it reaches someone's soul or it like reaches someone who can relate. And that's the thing is like the numbers are addictive and
Mm-hmm.
it can really take a toll on your mental health and your confidence and your sense of self and security of like, well, if it's not doing well, then I guess I'm not relevant anymore. I don't matter anymore. Or you get
Yep.
into your ego. Like your ego just becomes like this big ass like thing that hangs over you. And it can become a beast. Like I remember last year, I really went through this difficult time of um I had like every video has to do well. And I was like posting constantly. Now I don't post as much as I used to, but I was like I gotta post, get those numbers. It can
Yeah.
make you it can make you go insane.
How how were you able to temper um that beast?
That's a good question. You have to hit a form of defeat. Like you have to be humbled. So not saying that I'm like Gandhi or anything like that. But there's a point where you are like you catch yourself. I don't know, I caught myself being like a psycho about it because I built it out of nothing and it was mine and it's like, you know, um it took for me, it just took reality. Like it was like a big reality check of I have to be important to myself, but I can't be like looking for the validation outside. You like it was a part where, oh, whoa, like I got to take a big step back. I am being like I'm letting my ego take over. I don't know if there was like a specific point. I think around September of 2024, this last year, um, I started to see like a difference in the algorithm on TikTok specifically and YouTube too. Like my numbers were doing pretty well on YouTube and like then I was barely getting even 100 views on videos and still that's kind of happening. Um, and I was like pushing and pushing and pushing and trying like posting and posting. And my content was shitty. Like my collective readings were just shitty. Like they were the same over and over again. And
Mhm.
I was like looking at my body of work and I was like, this is bad. Like
Mhm.
it's a point of like rock bottom or something. I don't know. It's a point of like it's a
Yeah.
big reality check. It's a big um it's a big humbling moment of like you're not always going to be relevant and that's okay. Whatever.
Yep. And I think you do have to kind of hit yourself in the face with the reality that you're spending too much time checking the analytics of things.
Hmm.
And when you start doing that, like more than you're creating things that you like, that's when it becomes a problem. And
Yeah.
my recommendation is to have some, um, for example, like I took off,
Yeah.
uh, like there's a time limit on my phone, and like I just don't look. Like my Instagram just doesn't work after that. Like it just stops. So I
Oh,
just don't because I know, then I just don't look anymore. Or maybe that's not that easy for some people. Um, Maybe you just decide to work an hour a day on social media, or you make a bunch of content and you only look for like a specific time of the day to check things. Um, you just
yeah.
need to make some rules for yourself. There's not like a linear way to do it. It's whatever works for you, and you think you can. If that one thing can help you deal with the monster, then you do that. Um, my family also, I ask my friends, my family, to point out when I'm being like in my phone. So my husband's like, "Hey, over here. Like you've done enough. Like take a break."
Mhm.
And most importantly, to celebrate the wins and to actually realize that to have a win, like it won't happen every day. Like you just have to show up for yourself in a creative way, make the things you like. Don't focus on the algorithm, focus on the stuff you like, and things will fall into place, I think.
You said it perfectly. Virality isn't going to happen every time you
No,
post. So
no.
if there's anybody watching this, like it's a journey. It's going to be climbing up a mountain, going down a mountain. You're going to fight your ego. You're going to fight the algorithm, but you have to show up. You really have to
Most
just
important,
show up.
show up because showing up forms habit, good
Hmm.
or bad. Like you're showing up forms the habit. The habit is formed, which means it creates momentum. And
Hmm.
that takes time.
Hmm.
It really just takes time. Um,
Yeah.
Patience, time. showing up every day with a little bit. And I'll give an example of like showing up with just a little bit. My son is a year and a half now, and when he was born, I genuinely didn't have time to create anything. But the Pinterest came out with this application where like you can go inside and collage something really quick, and it'll turn it into a stop motion as to how like it got made. And it was so cool. It took like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to make a collage or however I wanted to spend time on it. But I
Wait, do
tell
they
you,
still have that feature?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like I have to look it on my phone. I can't even remember the name of it now that I'm like, um, yeah, I don't even know where it is anymore.
I
Or
want to
maybe
use
it's,
that feature.
yes,
That sounds
yes.
so cool.
It's called Shuffles. Let me see if I can.
Hmm.
This is how. Wait. If I can get the right. It's
Yeah,
an
I see
S.
it.
Yeah, it's Shuffles. It's
Okay.
purple with like an S, yellow S in the middle.
I'm
So
literally gonna open it right
uh,
now.
I honestly, it got for me. I had to scratch that creative itch, or I would have literally exploded. And when I was in that mindset, I didn't think anything of it. Like when I was making it every day, I was just like, "This is so stupid." Like I'm just like, but now that I look back on it, it's what kept the lights on.
Yeah. Hmm.
It literally
Yeah.
kept me connected to that creative self to not let go. I was walking through the dark, hormonal, brand new mom, but that app really helped me like navigate. It's such a silly thing, but that's what I like hung on to.
No, 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 no. It's like your psyche is like it still wants to create even though it's going through so many changes.
Yeah,
It kept you, yeah, like you said, it kept the light on. I think that's a cute. I love that phrase. Um, yeah,
yeah,
because like when, and I know I'm like I'm not a mom and you know, I don't know if that'll ever happen for me in my lifetime, but I know that it is so difficult when you go through the changes and you're raising a child, you can
Mhm.
lose sight of your craft and you can because you're focused on something else and you're focused on another human being and um
the the face right now.
you're like, oh, I
God.
know. No, you look beautiful. You look you look 17, Alex. Us millennials, I don't know. I don't know what was in the water when we were born, but
I remember like when I met you and you told me your age, I was like, no, that doesn't make any sense because I'm 18 and I was expecting you to say the same thing. You said a completely different number that blew me out of the water. I was like, what?
I
Fish?
know it was so weird. I went to college when I was 24, so like I didn't go for a while. And I'll be 40 this year, which is weird. And I do actually, I feel,
Which mine, like you do not look one day that, and
no, it's
yeah.
funny. I mean, I feel like sometimes I do, but you know, that's just normal. That's whatever. But like,
We're all gonna
um,
age and we're all gonna get wrinkles, and you know
mhm.
that's fine. But you will find us making art till the last goddamn day.
Yeah, you'll
This,
have to pry social media out of my cold, dead hands. I'll be
yep.
like 75 years old, being like, do, 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 like this
I'll
in
take
my
a photo.
wheelchair.
Today is the day for me to die.
The
Please.
great thing about what I see with you is that you've always come back to it. And I think that's something we share in common is that no matter what has happened, I think throughout like my entire existence, I have always come back to some kind of creation of something. And that is something that to be proud of, you know, like you didn't give up on your dream or you didn't give up on your craft.
No. Yeah,
Mhm.
also I've put myself in the mental space where I thought, what would happen if I went blind?
Oh
And
my God.
I couldn't like paint or draw anymore or like make a video anymore, you know? And then I thought,
Oh,
well, I love music and I love dancing. I think I'll just dance. I would just dance. I'll like make new friends. I'll make friends that can like put me into the right places to just dance.
you could have
And
Florin take pictures of video of you. You're just
did
like,
it look good? It looked good. Okay, I'll continue to do that. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, I'll always find ways to express myself 100%. And I think for anybody that is wanting to make videos and they're having a hard time making videos, just stop right there for a second, go back to the drawing board and ask yourself, like, what do I love doing the most? And like, am I willing to share that with people? And am I willing to be vulnerable with people? And if you answer those questions, I think creating content then becomes like so minuscule. You're like, that's gonna stand in the way of me like genuinely being my true self in the world? No.
Yeah. Well, like when you find it, you'll do anything that you can to keep doing it. And
Mhm.
it might take a long time to find it because everybody's journey is different. And I'm in a Reddit thread of like content creation. I'm in a Reddit thread of like TikTok and like content creation and like editing and stuff like that. And people are like, how do you stay, motivated? And it's like, well, you don't. Like, you're not always motivated. You're
Yeah.
gonna get depressed. You're gonna get anxious. You're gonna stop for a while.
Yeah.
Life is gonna happen.
Mhm.
But as long as you come back to it uh, and try to take focus off of what it looks like and just do it as it is, like I said, like
Yeah.
I mean, the things that go viral, the things that do really well and resonate with other people are things you'll never even know that are going to do that. Like,
Yeah.
you could
Exactly.
put so much time into a video and it'll go, the algorithm goes, fuck you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Um, and it will be discouraging. Like, so for anybody out there, the journey is they're gonna fail. Like you can't be delusional and be like, it's gonna be great and I'm gonna get like this, that, the other thing. You are going
Mhm.
to fail. But the other thing, on the other side of it, you're also gonna do really great. And
Mhm.
it's for you. It's like,
Yeah, you're doing it for you.
yeah, you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for, well, some people are, but like we're not,
We're not speaking to
whatever.
those people. We're speaking
We
to the
don't
people
judge.
who genuinely love what they do or trying to figure out what they love doing the most. Period.
Exactly. Exactly. Um, it's for you. It's ultimately for you. It's all
Mhm.
for you, Damien. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess our message today is that um your fear of being perceived and your need and want for things to be constantly doing well is going to ultimately hold you back. You have to be unabashedly yourself. You can't worry about what other people think. And I know it's like easier said than
So
done.
easy to say.
Like it's so easy to say, but you have to allow yourself to go on the journey. So it's like getting in your car and driving across country and like without a map or without a plan or whatever. You just go. You just do it. As long as you're actionary, you're putting in the time
100%.
and something will come out of it, whatever it looks like for you, you know?
Yeah.
But this is good that we are talking about this because I feel like a lot of people really struggle with like just starting.
Hmm.
And if I can be any voice of reason, like uh you gotta just start. Like just start.
Just do it. Just get a shuffle
Just do it.
app.
And some people like they have a hard time trying to find their niche or
Yeah.
whatever. And like the internet is such a like vast black hole. Like there is going to be something for someone. Whatever you post, someone is going to relate to that. It could be like, I love recycling. And you could just make videos about recycling. I'm just like so like theorizing here, but like you could like the great thing, and I'm so sad about TikTok going away and getting banned is like
Is it going away? Is it going away? No, it's not.
I'm not gonna hold out hope. Like I'm gonna make plans for
Yeah.
like I'm gonna try to grow on YouTube. Like I'm trying to make YouTube my platform, but I'm the thing about the government like the Supreme Court, you can't like depend on them to
Yeah.
save you because they're not they're obviously not in they don't care that much, if at all. But uh what was I saying? I totally forgot.
It's okay. It's okay to forget. We're doing our best.
Yeah. Uh
Yeah, this whole conversation is
oh, sorry.
go
I
on.
remembered. TikTok was the platform of where you could come on and start talking and someone would relate to whatever you're talking about. And
Mhm.
that's the greatest thing. And that's I want to say like an ode. If TikTok doesn't get banned, okay, amazing. I love that. Thank God, you know? But it really was like the poster child for getting on the app and yapping and just like talking about stuff and other people relating to it because Instagram is not like that. Instagram is like, it's not for the people. It is like literally just like people's lives on steroids. Like, oh, let me show you my car and let me show you my houses and like how much money I have. I'm on vacation and I'm off the coast and whatever. And it's like, I cannot relate to Instagram. I'm sorry for anybody like watching this. I don't like it. It doesn't work with me. I love YouTube because you can sit and talk and you can be yourself. And it's kind of that way like TikTok is. What are your thoughts about that? I'm
Yeah,
talking too much.
no. I also think the same. I've I do enjoy Instagram in the way that I've been able to find content that I really like of artists. So like the ecosystem that I've like put myself into is pleasant,
Mhm.
uh, but very difficult to get your followers up. I I get so much engagement, but like my followers just stagnated
Mhm.
tremendously. So I took, because I was getting really good engagement, I like did some ads to test. I was like, okay, I'll take my best content ever and like put money behind it to see like what happens. You know what?
Mhm.
There's tons of people that loved my stuff and like
Like
bought
that.
things from me and like still stay in contact with me. So I had this like aha moment that it was not me. It was not me. It's their platform is in a way rigged for you to like get fed up with waiting to make the step into creating ads and spend money and
Mhm.
to find the audience that is out there is just so far away from you because they've made it in that way. And that when that happened, I just like stepped back and I just let things grow organically. And
Mhm.
I mean organically by going to places, meeting people belly to belly, and be like, hey, like, can you just follow me? Like, if you love my content? And
Mhm.
you know what? That is the best way to form relationships. If you are a content creator, like everywhere I go, I'm like, just give me a like, I have a sticker. You want a sticker? Here's a sticker. Follow me. And
Yeah.
that's, I'm just, that was the biggest aha moment.
Mhm. That's the thing is you
In
have to
sales.
find the platform that is right for you. So like for me, it's TikTok. For you, it was Instagram. I feel like is it more YouTube now
It's
for
definitely
you?
more YouTube, 100%. Like I've been posting like psychopath as well, and been doing well over there. Instagram has been doing well because I've just been meeting people in person,
Okay. Yeah.
and I've been going to, just I've been just doing that. And but Instagram is hard. I think they're a little bitch in some ways, and Facebook now might change because Zuckerberg decided to do things more like X. So there might be some good changes inside the ecosystem of Meta. Who knows?
Mm.
Um, but my 100% like focus is YouTube because it's loyal to like content creators. They want people to go there and spend time making good videos about whatever they're passionate about. And that's awesome.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. I think taking away some things could be a detriment to the platform if you are not, you know, censoring some things because it can become hurtful.
yeah.
But I think too, like we don't know where anything's going right now. Like tomorrow, Monday, we'll find out if TikTok will really get banned, if it'll get an injunction until March or something or April. Meta's obviously changing a lot of their guidelines. But
Hmm.
I feel like I love YouTube because of the long form aspect of it. Um, like sometimes like when I'm just going about my day, I just want to put something on YouTube and I'll put my headphones in and I'll just listen. And
Hmm.
that's the thing about Instagram and TikTok. You're scrolling endlessly. So you can't really like sit and like listen, for a long time. But who
Exactly.
knows? But the thing is, whatever platform you gravitate towards the most and that works for you, just do it. Go for it because you never know. It could be really great.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Well,
hope
thank
this.
you for, yeah, we hope this is helpful. If you have any thoughts or comments, go ahead and write it in the comments section. Let us know your thoughts. Are you creating what are you doing? We want to know. Are you wanting to become a creator? Are you wanting to start posting? If you have any questions, you can message either one of us, um, for like tips or tricks or whatever. Um, I know a lot of people that might see this are people that follow me from TikTok, and I know that they like to do create content creation as well. So thank you guys for watching us. Do you have
Thank
any,
you.
yeah, any last words?
Um, no, because I just hear my child screaming downstairs.
Oh no. I know, I was like worried. I was like, she's got to go soon, probably. Well, this was awesome. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll probably post something next month. So look out for that and bye.